Greetings, everybody. My name is Cantaloupe Me, and this is my submission for part of the Zelda relay that we are submitting from 2000 for the 2020 AGDQ. This was a run I did about a little over a month and a half ago. I'd say maybe closer to a month. This is a 2843. I'm just showing the gameplay instead of the splits in camera because, the gameplay is what's important. But I've been running Zelda 1 for about 5 years. I have ran Zelda 1 for GDQ before. It was the one for Hurricane Harvey. I haven't done it in a live event yet, but I did do it for the Hurricane Harvey relief one that was one of the first, online-based marathons that GDQ did. So, I have experience running this game there. So, but the main reason why we're submitting this is there is a Zelda relay being submitted, and, obviously I'm submitting for the Zelda 1 portion of it. But I'll get to the relay part of it here in a bit. I will talk about this speed run and the lore, but, I've been running this 5 years, quite a long time for this game. It's one of my most ran games that I've done on stream over the years. At the time of making this video, I've completed almost 1,000 attempts on stream. The PB that you're watching here was the 953rd completion, but I am up to 986, I believe. And if this does get in, I will save my 1,000th completion for the event. It's a very, important milestone. That's why I plan to walk away from this category as well as 1,000 completion. So I figured, make it part of the marathon and do it, with all my peers surrounding me and do it for the marathon and raise some money for a great charity. But the run itself, Lack Attack has presented this. We've seen other categories too. JSR, he's done some. He's done 100% BTs, Unos, Darkwing over the years. I mean, there's been a lot of people. To Breakdown even did Zelda at one point. There was that first race years and years ago. But a lot's changed since the first time it was in GDQ until now. The strats are a lot more aggressive. We have multiple routes now that equal about the same time, which was not present at the last time any percent no up A was ran at a GDQ, which was 2016, I believe, by Lack. We've had low percent and 100% represented, but this category hasn't been seen since 16 when Lack Attack did it, with the infamous cart glitching out when he was getting the bow, which was epic. So it's been a while since we've seen this category, but a lot has changed with strats in the rooms, but we do have alternate route options that will equal the same. So there's really no big, penalty if we don't have counts. We have other ways to complete the game in the same amount of time. The route you're seeing here is the current world record route that Lack Attack used. But there is an alternate route which more than likely would be seen during the relay if it came down to it. But it's not much slower at all. If it is, I don't think it's actually been timed frame by frame to see exactly what's going on with it. But talk about the Zelda relay for a few minutes. Zelda 1. Zelda 2 Adventure Link. I know it's being ran, the 100% just regular 100% category is being ran at GDQX in a month or so, but with a musical demonstration. We are getting some of the highest level of Zelda 2 runners we can for this event. ProJN and Simple Dude, who have ran this before. Justin Man, he's been to a lot of the GDQs, has not done a run yet, but I believe he is 3rd or 4th place on the leaderboard, and very, very well known with this game. And V. Resner as well, who is submitting, he's in the top of the leaderboard as well. So Zelda 2, it is what it is, but in the trilogy it would really go good. A lot of ways to go back and forth, between encounters. It can really make for a really close, exciting trilogy race. Now with the Link to the Past portion, we got some of the top runners for that as well. TGH, who's recently he did the crowd control rando at ESA recently, but T just ran a lot of different games at GDQs over the years and has performed really well. Blunt Bunny, who's been a really long-standing member of the Link to the Past community, is in it as well. And Josh RTA's been around too. And Blunt even came over to Zelda 2 and learned a little bit of it. But so we got really top runners, and I know we have put on a heck of a show, and get some donation incentives. It'd be, I know during a relay it's really hard for us to stop and do things because we are presenting a race. But we can do file names and such like that and set those ahead of time so they would be there. So so we can do the file name incentive if it comes down to it. But we do expect this to take let's see, for the total submission. Worst case scenario, 3:35 for all of it, 3 hours 35 minutes. I know it's a long time for a trilogy race, but there's a lot of content, and especially Link to the Past, it's a very fast-paced game. Zelda 2 actually is too in the category. There's always something going on. Zelda 1 is the shorter one. Always something going on. It's very difficult, especially at the end of the game. But we have we got the top-notch runners for all 3 games, and would love to be able to showcase this off in a race for the marathon. We know there's been very successful marathons, relays in the past, the Mega Man relays, Super Mario relay, and we are aware this is a cross-console, relay. You got 2 NES games followed by an SNES game, but the logistics are there. We know it can be done, but all of us involved, we'll be more than happy to help out, do the best we can. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason why we're submitting this for the relay. Now, with this run here, it's 5th place on the leaderboard as of right now. I've put a lot of time in this game and routing and coming up with routes as well. And, playing at the highest level I feel I can play, with luck permitting, of course. As we all know in speedruns, luck goes up and down. So yeah, that's, pretty much it for that part of it. But, we will be able to get plenty of time in for donation reading. We're going to have some great commentators involved, too. I believe Lack Attack and JSR, as of right now, is going to be doing the commentary. We will have backups as well for the Trilogy Relay in case somebody doesn't make it or can't make the event after they register and something goes wrong. We will have a lot of backups available. So, that will not be a problem at all. We just want to do something that's sort of never been done before with the Zelda series. And relays have been, people like watching races. They really do. The important thing is donating, yes, but people do love watching races. This room coming up in the run is probably the riskiest part of the speed run for speed and execution value to get through quickly and live. But level 3 starting out was there's a little bit of bump there, but we know how to get through it now in a race scenario. But this room coming up here, the Dark Nut room, is probably one of the worst rooms in this game, but we got some manipulation walking, we can do to try to speed it up. But, the game's going to do what it wants to do. You only can work with what the game gives you, as with every speedrun. And one of those bombs was a 20 damage bomb too, which was, the bomb does same HP damage as a magic sword, so 4 HP versus wooden sword dealing 1, and it had 5 dark nuts, so that's 20 damage in that room, which is pretty rare. And I muted, like I said earlier, I did mute the audio and cut out the splits in the webcam just for aesthetics, and I'm only making this video for the submission. Excuse me. So I'm more concerned with the commentating aspect of it than the audio of the game, which we all know what the game sounds like. Yeah, not my fastest level 5, but I've had overall really consistent. Anytime you leave level 5 under, get the Triforce at 1150, you're looking really good in this. Now this section of fetch questing, getting a few hearts and rupees, if we're all 3 along this point, perfect time for donations, obviously. But, with us not chatting anyway, you could probably do donations anytime. Yeah, we plan to have all the teams up there, as in the past, as a standard relay format that, we've seen done for Mega Man. I mean, we know all that will go smooth. The whole Zelda community is really tight and close, so, we will do whatever possible to get this thing going without a hitch. Level 2 coming up. It's probably one of the hardest to route just from the randomness of a couple rooms. That was a chair. I gotta mute my mic for a second. Do apologize if my voice is a little phlegmy. I just got off work a little bit ago. It's 4 a.m. on the East Coast. I work night shifts, so pretty much the only time I'm going to have to get this done. But level 2, what's so tricky is getting your bomb drops and money. I left some money laying there, but I had to be risky because I lost time getting the bombs. But this was the worst level in my PB. If I recall, I lost maybe 10 to 12 seconds, something like that. If this level went better, we would have been on pace to get Lack. But we couldn't bop him. Yeah, that boss can actually eat time if he can just walk wherever and not let you hit him. Yeah, 10 seconds, yep. Yeah, plus 14 on me splits. But we brought it back strong here in this next segment, so from here on in, the game looks spectacular on the time. I mean, we had some excellent patterns going into 7, 6, and 8. But one thing that we're doing throughout the run that I really haven't talked about yet is we're manipulating our drops by counting enemies, and then there's a drop table for all the different groups. So we're keeping account of that mentally to try to get our proper drops, so we can get bombs when we need them, we can force them, we hope for randoms, we can get rupees when we need them. We only need rupees after this point, but since we have to buy a couple things, so yeah, there's a lot of manipulation in it. This run is actually, it's one of the more difficult ones on the NES, just based on the level of execution it takes to get a top time. There's been a lot of people who's ran this game longer than me, and they haven't even got a sub 30 yet, let alone a sub 29. I was the second to get a sub 29, but I've been struggling to get faster ever since, because under 29 minutes is really difficult. My PB, this run you're about to see, is a 28:43. But just so many things have to go right. I mean, it's a really crazy run. Not sure if anybody on the submission squad has ran this game or not, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. But all three of us are capable of a sub 30 in a race scenario. We have done it. There's only been one person to get a sub 29 in a race, and that was Lack, and he actually did that against me in the tournament a couple years ago. But sub 29 in this scenario is not likely. A sub 30, yes. We all three should get sub 30s bearing disasters. And then with the Zelda 2 times, there's some RNG in there. You can bet everybody's going to get definitely below a 119. And then for Link to the Past, everybody should be getting, below like 127. So, definitely, there should be, we should be going well unless there's major disasters, but all of us know how to adapt from these disasters if they do happen. Especially with the Zelda 1 crew. I mean, all of us have major experience doing this. We've ran this game for a long time. Even Green Mario, he's a sub 29 runner as well. And he just got this new PB that he's submitting recently too, but Green Mario is a heck of a runner as well. Not very well known yet, keyword yet, but sub 29, very respectful. And then of course our other runner, RC Drone, he's had the record on any percent with save and quit, but he hasn't had this record. He was second place for the longest time until Cananophone finally came through with a 28:30, which was a crazy run. So RC Drone, he's ran this at a Californiathon, if I'm not mistaken, and he's done it for a couple online marathons too, I believe, but it would be his first run as well. For Zelda 2, obviously, JN has ran it before. VRez has not ran it at a GDQ yet. But, and then for Link to the Past, I know Zelda and Andy's done the majority of those runs. Very talented runners, but there is so many other talented runners out there that can perform at that level. But, we will put together the highest exhibition of skill that we can offer for this game. And the others. So, I would love to get this whole trilogy race. And I'm sure we can raise some money for the charity and really execute these 3 Zelda games in a fashion that not many has seen, all 3 of these back to back to back. We actually had some side races in the tournament room doing the trilogy, all of us that can run all 3 games, and that was a blast. And it's sort of where we came up with this idea at AGDQ last year. Held off on the SGDQ submission, obviously, because we knew the randomizer was going to be submitted, and that was received really well. Fred and Jam did an amazing job presenting this game. Zelda series has always been really well known. There's been a lot of changes in the 3D Zeldas recently, we know, but these games right here, I mean, the 3 games is where it all started. We all passionately love what we do with these games. Just about 7 minutes left to go in this run. Got a really short level coming up. Level 8 is probably the shortest in the speed run, but it's also one of the more difficult ones. And we're still glitch hunting, trying to find the perfect route. The task is 22 minutes with save and quit, but a human's not going to be able to perform those things that the task does. The task has all these crazy manipulations and stuff that we just do not know how to do in real time. So, I think a human in this category is going to get sub 28 at one point. I do think that's possible. But as for right now, though, yeah, that first lagoon was bad. We call it a lagoon because it just slows down. But this room was pretty nice, I believe. This right here helped the pace in 8 a lot. Would have been nice to get a fairy or a heart drop in there, but, that requires luck. Some are lucky and some are not. Some have to put out just crazy skill to do this game. We didn't really get lucky in this run at all. It was just a lot of skill. But, Lack, who has ran this game countless amount of times for GDQ, he offered to do commentary. We asked him to be involved with the project as a whole, but he actually said, he wanted to, let others have it, and he would be more than happy sitting on the sideline and as a backup if needed. So, he will definitely be on the couch. He runs all 3. In fact, Lack and JSR both are the first 2 to do what we call the trilogy, which is the landmark times for the games. Sub 30 for Zelda 1, sub 80 for Zelda 2, and hour 20, and then sub 130 for Link to the Past. And those were the first 2. JSR did it first, then Lack, to get those milestones. And now 2 other people have done that as well. Now, level 9, lots of counting for the enemies in the beginning, and the key to 9 is trying not to get hit, but, you'll see what happens. I mean, it's a good run, or else I wouldn't be submitting it, so good things will happen. But we forced that bomb, so we were short on bombs coming in, so we definitely needed some more. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay. But if you want to see the actual run with you know, chat and you know, the splits and everything for time references, feel free to, you know, go to the main Twitch page of the run or speedrun.com and see it yourself. But yeah. I was looking for a single heart there. It would have helped a bit. Oh, we didn't get it. But yeah, since we only got about 2 minutes and some change left, you know, thank you all for taking a look at this run. And I really hope, you know, you all do consider this Zelda relay. It's, you know, where a lot of us are looking forward to it. We've put in, you know, we've discussed this for about a month between us all. And, you know, we've just, things finally come together. It's time to submit this and get it in. And, you know, hopefully this is a year we can get this in. And, you know, yeah, thankfully I'm not submitting my first sub 29. I almost passed out from holding my breath a bit too long. But, you know, I've had a couple sub 29 since, so, you know, this was, you know, their nerves were not there. I've done this game enough times. There won't be, you know, any major nerves with the game itself. But, you know, running any game on stage, it's a little nerve-wracking at first, but then you warm into it. And if for some reason, you know, like I said, we have backups for every game. I want to make sure that's a positive thing that you all know, and everybody should be submitting the backups as well. But, you know, a lot of the runners who can do Zelda 1 can do Zelda 2, and then a few of them can do all three. So, yeah. Ganon's a little... We have backup strats to manipulate him wherever he goes now. Yep, so yeah, this final time of this run is 28:43. It was good enough for 5th place on the leaderboard. And I hope you all, you know, consider us for this relay. And we will put on the best show and raise as much money as we can doing this. So thank you all very much.